Alright, now I'm good. Hello.
I'm the detective H. Raymond.
Yeah.
I'm our detective Howard on this. Kelly, is Kelly okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I don't know how much Detective Howard has explained to you, but we're investigating the Rittenhouse homicide.
Yeah,
which is,
I'm aware.
Okay, so that's
I just bailed my husband out of jail yesterday.
okay. So that's kind of where our investigation primarily lies.
Mm-hmm.
He knows a lot more about what your husband's kind of involvement, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll kind of cover that, and then I might have some questions regarding what you may have witnessed, but obviously you're not under arrest or can leave at any point in time.
Right.
If you need to leave or get up or take a walk, please let us know.
Okay. I mean, it's just gonna take, it's my kid's birthday today, so,
That's
I mean,
cool.
the faster we can, I'm not gonna go
No, we're
for a
not gonna-
walk. I just wanna get this over and done
We're not
with.
gonna beat around the bushes, Kelly.
Okay.
With that in mind, I heard there was a mention of the laptops. So Saturday we can't release evidence because literally no one's there.
Okay.
Is it the two laptops? It's a laptop and a Chromebook?
There's a Chromebook, the Lenovo laptop is the one my kid is using because I couldn't get the Chromebook to work. And then my husband's phone was brand new, so there's like nothing in it. So I don't know if I don't even care about the other, you can keep it if you want, I bought a new phone.
Okay.
If I could get the new phone back,
Laptop.
it was two laptops, one tablet, and two cell phones.
Okay.
My main concern is my kid, the one he uses for school.
Yes, I knew that was your main concern.
Yeah, because he hasn't been to school since.
So, someone is in tomorrow. We'll do what's called a disposal form tonight
Okay.
to get authorization to release it.
Okay.
If for some reason they took vacation or something like that, obviously we can't get it Sunday,
Mhm.
but we'll get the ball rolling so as soon as possible.
Okay, yeah, I just, like I said, he needs to go to school.
What's the best number to reach in right now?
I didn't memorize it.
I got it written down on mine.
Yeah.
Okay, but the new one,
The
okay.
new
perfect.
one, yeah, I bought a new one yesterday.
Just want to make sure we can be in touch. That's all.
Yeah, now we can.
Right?
And I was not ignoring you over the last couple of days. We work a 4-on-2-off rotation.
Yeah, I
So we
was
were both
like-
off. This is why I scheduled this.
I was like, I just need my kid's laptop.
No, that's why I scheduled
They
this
can keep
appointment.
my phone if they want, and I have the damn thing, but I need that
This
computer
all makes
back.
sense for you, Kelly.
Yeah,
This is
we'll-
why I
we'll-
scheduled this appointment for today at 3 p.m. because that's the next time I was going to be working.
Okay,
We were both off yesterday.
okay, all right,
Because we have to be off for 2 days.
right.
And I want to try to get this done as soon as possible so you get the laptops back. So
Okay.
hopefully people with evidence are there tomorrow and you can get them back tomorrow.
Okay.
The phones we're still working on though. I know you said it just, you plug it in, you're done, but these downloads take a long time.
Yeah, all
It could
right.
be like 4 hours for a device.
And the guy is available, and as you've seen, we've had dozens of shootings last.
Honestly, I quit watching the news after
Oh,
last
lucky
month.
you.
I don't even want to watch it.
It's been a
anymore.
mess. No, it's kind of a mess right now.
Yeah, well,
So anyway, like I said, we'll make this quick.
okay.
Alright, so we both talked to Joshua
Mhm.
and, it didn't go that well because I've watched a lot of this video and what he told me, I know it was a lie.
I'm not sure what he told you when you.
I know.
Yeah, I
So-
told him I didn't want to hear whatever happened. We're not supposed to talk about it. I'm already got myself in deep enough. I don't want to hear it. So,
What we want from you, Kelly, is the truth, okay?
okay.
So, I know you're there the night of the shooting.
Mhm.
So, at some point you're at the Ultimate gas station on the southeast corner of Sheridan and
Correct.
60th.
Yeah.
And from there,
From
when you
there,
wrap up from there, can you tell me what's going on at that time?
well, the militia and a couple people started to clash at the gas station. That's the first picture you'll see with my husband and his gun out, pointed at the ground.
Yep.
From there, we were actually, right before the shooting happened, we like walked across the street because we were about to go home.
Did you guys drive there?
No, we didn't. We got a ride there and then we were gonna walk home. Honestly, we just got a ride home from some strangers.
And what's your home address?
3606 50th Street.
How long have you been living there now?
July is when I signed my lease, but me and him were like on and off at that point.
Okay.
So one of us would stay there and then one of us would go back to his mom's, and now we're both, well, he's kind of still at his mom's sometimes, depends on the day. But nights I work, he's out here with me because my kids need somebody there with them. So, Yeah, but we caught a ride home with some strangers that night. But we had left the gas station.
And who are you with when you leave the gas
It
station?
was just me, and, like, we didn't know the people that were around us. We just all happened to be in, you know, the same crowd.
Yep.
So I don't know any of those people.
But there's some people that you know of that may have been in the same vicinity as you, not necessarily you're with them, but is there anybody else that you recognize that's near you as you're leaving the Ultimate gas station?
One of the guys from the militia I had recognized from a few days before. I can't remember where I met him. His name's Brian. He was at the gas station. But, I mean, I'm from Kenosha, so I recognize, you know, the faces, but I mean, I haven't lived here in 10 years. I just moved back. But, yeah, we had gone across the street, and we were headed towards that car lot where everything happened.
So back across the street, you mean across Sheridan Road?
Yeah, we were going across Sheridan Road because we were about to go home. We were
So your Ultimate gas station on the east side of Sheridan Road, so when you say across the street, you mean
yeah, we were
the
going
west side of
left,
Sheridan Road?
right.
You just want to pull up Google Maps just to...
It was
So you're
kind of
on-
hectic that night.
Yeah. So you're on the west side of Sheridan Road.
We were all at the gas station. I mean, obviously, everyone knows that. There was a little altercation or whatever. My husband was just standing there, though. He didn't have anything to do with the altercation. He just happened to be standing next to the guy who was having the issues.
Do you know what that altercation was about?
I don't know what started it. I just know that Rosenbaum was mad that the militia was I don't know exactly what happened. All I heard was a lot of screaming and yelling, and I kind of backed up a little bit. And my husband had his gun out just in case anything got too wild, and, you know, he didn't do anything there, obviously. But we were just kind of, like, standing around, you know what I mean? We were there, but we weren't in the mix. So, I mean, we were at the gas station for probably a good 20 minutes, I would assume. There was a whole group of people out there. And then we walked west across Sheridan Road, and we were gonna go home, and we got to, that would be the north end of that car lot, like the very, very north end, by the very first car in the lot. And that's when Kyle had walked up behind Josh and put the AR-15 to his head. And he said, "I'm gonna blow your fucking head off." Well, at this point, instead of getting scared like most people would, I got pissed off. And I lunged towards him, and I said, "No, the fuck you're not." So he went to turn towards me, and that's when Josh pulled his gun back out, because he had put it away between the gas station and walked it, but he pulled it back out, and he shot into the air, and Kyle started running, and then he shot into the air one more time to keep Kyle, because he didn't want, you know, he didn't want him to turn around and start shooting. And at that point, everything got really hectic. So my memory isn't the best. I started screaming. I'm sure you've already seen my video. I started screaming, "He just fucking shot him, he just fucking shot him, get his ass." I'm thinking somebody can tackle him and disarm him. That didn't go over very well. And at that point, I was looking towards where Kyle was running down the street, but then I had diverted my attention back to where Rosenbaum was. And I had walked over there to make sure that, you know, someone was trying to help him out. And a group of people had already picked him up, and I was like, "Well, hurry up, get him to the hospital, bring him to the hospital." So, I mean, that's pretty much where, you know, my video, as you see in my video, we're walking, they put him in the back of the truck, and then I'm screaming at everyone to move out of the way, because everyone was standing in front of the damn truck, like, he needs medical attention, move. And then after that, we went home. It was, I mean, well.
So a couple of those things are pretty big, and even though it is a stressful situation, I think something like whether Josh fired one time or two times is something that you're still gonna remember, because that's a pretty significant event that's gonna stand out. So how certain are you that he fired 2 rounds?
I thought it was only one. After we had gotten home, he told me it was 2. Because I only heard the first shot. And then I was, like I said, everything got so crazy. I was trying to pull out my phone, which, you know, I don't know why. That's the first thing I thought to do. But I was trying to get my phone out, and then I heard more gunshot, and his wasn't the only gunshots going off. So
So the gunshot that you're certain of, did you see him?
Yeah.
Where are you in relation to it?
At that point, we were still on the north side of the car lot by the car. It was the very, very, very first car in the lot on the northeast end. And Rosenbaum was a couple cars ahead of us, I don't know, busting out windows,
I
trying to set a
mean-
fire, or doing something,
I
huh?
had you mean to the south or to the west, because the northeast is a corner of the lot.
Mhm.
You go west down one way or south down.
No, he was west, I believe it was west, like a west, southwest a little bit.
Okay.
He wasn't that far, but then when Kyle started running, Rosenbaum started running, and I believe that's when he threw the bag. At that point, I was scatterbrained already, because my husband almost got shot in his head. So I wasn't all there. I saw what I saw, but everything, after that happened, after I lunged towards him, I was freaked out, like completely. Because I put myself, he could have shot me, which was dumb on my behalf, but I was trying to make sure I went home with my kid's father. So I didn't see the second shot. I was there, but I don't even think we were standing that close to each other at that point. It happened really fast. And again, I don't know what else to say.
So I just want to confirm when you say first and second shot, the first shot is when he's directly confronting Kyle?
Yeah.
And you're 100% confident he fires that shot?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no possibility that shot was fired
Yeah.
in the air?
Yeah.
At the ground, towards Kyle?
No, in the air.
Okay. And then Kyle does what?
And he started to run.
So, I guess, just so I'm clear, because I like to think chronologically, you guys are walking, mind your own business, the two of you together,
Mhm.
you and Josh.
Mhm.
Not talking to anyone, not bothering anyone.
No,
you're
at
going
this point,
home.
we were by ourselves.
Okay. As you're walking, someone says something.
Mhm.
What is said?
He said, I'm going to blow your fucking... This is when he walked. Okay, Kyle walked up. He was walking from Sheridan Road, I believe, from north to south. You following me?
So he's southbound on Sheridan.
He was walking southbound on Sheridan, and he reaches the car lot. We're the first people standing right there at the very first car.
Okay.
He had walked up, and I seen him as he was pulling his, off of his chest or whatever. And that's when I heard, I'm going to blow your fucking head off.
So which way are you looking at this point?
I was facing, I'm sorry,
No,
Is it
West.
the direction I was saying from?
I was facing west.
So you're looking that way.
Yeah.
You and Josh are about here. This is where the property line starts.
It's a different property. It used to be Burton Rudy's or something. but
I was going to say, this don't even look the same.
Yeah, this
We
is
were
the
right
same
here.
lot.
We
This is
were,
different.
yeah.
The building was.
We were right here. There's a car parked right here, an SUV or a truck or whatever. We were right next to it, like the truck's here, and we're on this side of it, like right at the back end. Kyle came walking up this way, I believe.
Okay.
I didn't see him until he was like right up next to us. And then he pulled the AR up. He said, I'm gonna blow your fucking head off. I got pissed off, like, you're not gonna kill my
So
husband.
you turn around and look at him?
I lunged towards him, which was probably dumb, but I did it anyway. I made the motion towards him. I said, no, the fuck, you're not. And then he went to turn.
Towards,
Well, I'm assuming it would have been towards me, but my husband pulled his gun out so fast, and he told him, he said, you better run. And fucking, he fired the shot, and he started running.
so I guess there's a lot to unpack there. That's a big, it's a big interaction, right? This is very important. So you're looking to the west.
Right.
Josh is next to you where? To your right, your left, behind you?
He was like right in front of me, but to my right.
Okay.
That's why I saw Kyle walk up before he did. By the time he saw Kyle, he already had a gun to his head. He didn't even see him until after.
What is Josh doing exactly at that time?
We were walking. We were literally walking. We were going to go back on the back road because all the SWAT was this way, and I lived that way. So we were going to walk around the back block and then walk towards 52nd because I live on 50th. I live right behind the old Food for Less. So we were going to walk to the back roads because SWAT still had Sheridan Road blocked off. And I didn't want to walk into any more rubber bullets or tear gas.
Why don't you take 61st or 62nd? It's got a couple side streets before you get to 63rd.
Oh, because we were already down that way. We had already walked, we were already headed that way, so I just kept walking.
Well, from Ultimate Gas, you said you were planning on going home.
Mhm.
You're walking south, but to get home, you gotta go west and north.
Yeah,
So if you
I don't
walk
know why
south
we walked
63,
that way,
you're
we
going
just
out of your
walked. We're just walking.
So as you're there, Kyle singles you guys out.
Well, probably because there were people in the parking lot damaging things, and we just happened to be the very first people he seen in the parking lot.
Okay.
We didn't do anything. I mean, I didn't break no windows, I didn't set anything on fire, you know what I mean? Like, I went in the lot to cause problems.
Okay.
But we were the very first people. If you're coming from this way, we were the first people in the lot.
Okay. And so the confrontation definitely occurs in this lot.
Hmm?
100%.
Yeah, well, when I looked at it at first, it didn't look the same, but yeah.
But yeah, I picture
Right.
it, this is from 2017, I think. It's not like it's down the roadway here, essentially.
No, it's literally
It's
right
in the
at,
lot.
yes, it is
100%.
right at the very edge of the lot, yes.
Okay. And Kyle picks the tallest guy around and says, I'm going to blow your brains out.
Hmm?
So
And he said, I'm gonna blow your head
I'm gonna
off,
blow
but
your head
yeah.
off. You turn around and say something to the effect of, no, you're not.
Hmm.
Josh does what?
He pulled his gun out,
Okay.
he fired a shot into the air, and that's when Kyle started running.
Did he point at Kyle?
I don't believe he pointed it at him.
Okay, so,
He pulled it out, made him aware that he had it, but he didn't point it at his face or anything, which he could have, because defending yourself as a CCW holder, he could have shot the kid, but he didn't.
okay. Why do you think you wouldn't have shot him?
He didn't shoot him because he seen his face and he knew he was a kid.
Okay.
And he honestly, we both thought that, he would run and go home, or, I never thought that he'd go kill some people afterwards.
So, Josh pulls his gun out, shoots once in the air, and Kyle immediately starts running?
Yeah, he started to run, and then, like I said, after that, I didn't see the second shot,
Okay.
but I know there was one from Josh. And then I heard there were a lot of gunshots going on, like, in a very short amount of time.
Okay.
So like I said, I was looking, I'm yelling, and when Kyle started running, I was looking for my phone, and then apparently my husband had fired a second shot. I didn't see it,
Okay.
and then I heard the 4 shots from Kyle's gun, but I think I heard other gunshots going off too, which is, I think, what threw me off so much, because at the initial, I didn't know anyone had gotten shot immediately.
Mhm.
I found out a couple seconds later.
Okay. So, after this confrontation here and Kyle takes off,
Mhm.
where do you guys go at that point?
At that point, my husband had walked this way a little bit, but I
Further
stayed,
south?
but I had stayed back.
Okay.
I had stayed back. Like I said, I was looking for my phone, and then I heard somebody say that somebody got shot. By then, I had my phone out,
Okay.
and that's when I had hit the record button. And in my video, you can see Kyle run past. It's the very first thing that happens when I turn on my record. Kyle runs this way.
Okay.
Coming back after he was on his phone or whatever.
And
The
you're-
very first thing you see is him running this way.
Okay.
And then that's when I start screaming and, pointing and telling people, like, get him, he just shot somebody.
And do you remember where you are at that point?
Well, I had started to walk this way to tell the crowd, like, somebody grab him. He's armed, he's shooting, he just probably killed somebody. I mean, the dude was on the ground seizing and everything. But then I had gone back, I had turned back around, and I heard the shots down the street, but I didn't even know he had shot anyone else until the next day. I didn't know 2 more people were shot until the next morning, because I had walked back to where Rosenbaum was. He was laying in between those 2 cars.
Yep.
And by the time I had walked over there, a group of people had, already started to pick him up, and you can see that on my video. He's picked up. And then at that point, we all had walked across the street, and right at that entrance, there was an SUV sitting right there at the end, like blocking off the entrance. So they put him in the back of there, and then, like I said, we were just screaming for everyone to get out of the way, move, he needs to go to the hospital. At some point, someone said, you can't move him. I said, nobody's fucking gonna come and help him. We have to do this or he's gonna die. He died anyway, but, yeah, so, I mean, and then after that, we walked down that back road and around the back street back there, and then asked these two girls if they could give us a ride home, and we got a ride home.
Okay. So after this confrontation here,
Mm-hmm.
you guys both walked this way eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
Before Kyle's running away, you guys both walked that way.
Well, I had to have, because in my video, I'm probably standing about here.
So what doesn't make sense to me is, I understand SWAT sucks with the tear gas and rubber bullets.
Mm-hmm.
But if this dude just threatened your husband, the father of your children, and you, with a high-powered rifle, point blank range, it doesn't make sense to me logically to casually walk this way.
And I told you I wasn't scared, I was angry.
Towards the potential.
Apparently my head's a little messed up because I wasn't scared, I was pissed.
Even if you're pissed, if this dude just threatened you and you're...
Yeah, but he was over here and I was over here. I wasn't walking towards him.
You're walking towards his last known area though, right? I mean, he walked, yes, southwest, but he went south. To me, I'd go dead north or dead east, right?
That's you. I can't tell you why I did what I did. Like I said, I was in a chaotic situation in the first place. You're not thinking with your whole brain when you're in the middle of something like that.
I'll give you that. But I wouldn't be I can show you today, it's strolling. It's a casual Sunday walk down the sidewalk. It's not like you're...
What was I supposed to do, run? Was it gonna help? I can't run faster than a bullet regardless.
If someone just pointed a gun at you, wouldn't you try and create some distance or something?
Take cover?
I guess. Maybe. I've been in robberies. Ask KFC what I did when I got robbed. I told the guy to fuck off with a gun to the back of my head. I don't get scared, I get mad. And I was 17 at that time, so I mean, if I wasn't scared then, why would I be scared now? I mean, if you guys are calling me liars, I can just walk out the door and go home. I mean, I'm telling you what I know. This is what I know. If you don't believe me, you don't believe me.
It's not that I don't believe you. I'm just trying to understand the kind of process, that's all. Because this is a very large accusation, right? You guys are saying that this kid who killed 2 people and shot a third, prior to doing that, you know, the 10 seconds before this happens, you're saying he pointed a gun at you and threatened to... Okay, I'm just saying that there's a lot to unpack there, right? So then if that's true, and I'm not saying it is or isn't, but that's true, the behavior that is taken immediately afterwards is going to be scrutinized and we try to figure that out, right? And 99 people out of 100, if someone just came and pointed a gun at them, and to the point that another person felt they had to pull a gun, and if they're that scared that this kid pointed a gun at them, typically, CCW teaches you, you know, that's justification for deadly force, right? So, again, so of the 99 out of 100, we know 99 out of 100 would also point their gun out and then just drop the kid. Kid or not, he pulled a gun on you. So in both situations, we have the outliers where not only does Josh not shoot him, but the two of you after this confrontation stroll on the sidewalk casually. There's no fear, there's no running. So I'm not trying to call you a liar. I'm not saying that's not what happened.
Well, like I said, me personally, as a kid, I thought he was just out there to, you know, show how big his nuts were. I didn't think he was actually going to shoot anybody. You know, I mean, when he held the AR to my husband's head, there was that brief moment where he could.
Mm-hmm.
He does have a deadly weapon. But the warning shot was more like, we don't actually think he'll use it.
Mm-hmm.
But if he does, you know, if he would, this is the way, you know, to get him to run. To scare him off, pretty much. I mean, I didn't think that. At 17, I wouldn't have been running around killing people with ARs in a city I don't live in, illegally carrying an AR-15. I mean, that's just me, though. My mother raised me a little different, apparently. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
When you found out that I had to take your kids' laptops at the P&P office, were you mad then?
A little bit. I mean, just the one. I just want my kid to be able to go to school.
Because I thought, when I looked at you, I could feel your anger.
Yeah.
I could tell that you were pissed. And
Well, I mean, I understood you taking my phone, but everything else was a little extreme.
it's a homicide investigation.
Well, all the
pretty-
email,
we're pretty
everything
thorough.
logged in on the laptop, the phone, it's all the same shit. You're gonna get the same stuff off the phone, the laptop, anything you download off of it's all gonna be the same. They all got all my emails in them, whatever, it's all the same stuff. But,
Would you say when you get pissed off, you kind of like speak your mind, yell a little bit, get
sometimes,
argumentative?
maybe.
That's what I saw
Mhm.
when that happened.
Well, I mean, my kids were outside, my husband was being incarcerated. The worker I brought has the mentality of a 7-year-old, and I was being interrogated while my kids sat outside with someone who doesn't have a brain any bigger than theirs.
What does Josh do when he gets pissed off? Does he yell or will he argue?
Sometimes. I mean, I'm sure that you guys have noticed he doesn't like authority.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know what he did because we talked to him a couple days ago when he was mad.
Yeah. I mean, at home, he's not that bad.
My point is, I've seen both of you yell when you're angry.
Mm-hmm.
And here you're saying it's not fear, it's anger that somebody pointed a gun at you. When you two are walking down the sidewalk, neither one of you say a peep. You're both completely quiet as you're walking down the sidewalk, and that is on video. Neither one of you say a damn thing. I would think that you'd say, fuck you, or fuck you, keep running, or something like that. If he just pointed a gun at you and now he's running away, you're gonna have the restraint to not say anything at that point?
I don't remember being completely silent. I mean, there were tons of people around.
Prior to this first shooting, you are. You guys don't say anything.
The big problem is that we know with 100% certainty that Josh doesn't fire this first so-called warning shot. Every single gunshot that occurs, we hear and can document very easily. We have the one he shoots here, we have the 4 that Kyle shoots here, we have the 3 that an unknown individual shoots here. We know that, we have the ballistics for that, we know all of that to be true. We can say with 100% certainty that Josh does not fire around over here.
If he says so.
The video evidence, the sound, everyone else's statements, there's
I saw what I saw.
it doesn't happen. There's no way it happens there. Now, if something happened further up here that we don't know about, maybe we haven't seen a video of that yet, but we know with 100% certainty, we travel, we follow your group as it moves down here, we know 100% that no round is fired here. And that's what we can't get around.
There was, though.
Do you understand that there's multiple live streams happening at the same time, all in the same area, and every single phone there's no audio of the gunshot picked up?
We can say
I don't know what to say.
100% sure, like the one he shoots here, clear as day. We hear it, the crowd reacts to it. Some people are walking casually at first. I mean, casually, it's obviously a very chaotic situation even before the shots are fired. But people are just kind of meandering, walking, being loud. There's a video where they're actually just like, oh, he's got a gun. And they're referring to actually Josh. And Josh fires his first round, and there's actually let's start running from that first round. And then, I think 8 seconds?
No, less than that.
3?
Yeah.
It's one of those sounds.
Yeah.
About 3 seconds later, we hear Kyle's 4. And obviously, the crowd goes from, they're already at 100 here to 1,000 in terms of their movements and running and screaming. And then in the chaos, someone shoots 3 more rounds here. So 100%, the round here, people react to. The 4 rounds here, people react to. By this time, no one even cares about this guy because everyone's scattering. It just, something different happened here. And I guess the fact of the matter is, Josh has already gotten the trouble he's going to get into, so it's not going to get into more trouble. And the DA's office has already made their decisions on what that's going to be. It's lower than he could be facing. We just need to know what really happened here.
I told you what really happened.
It just
You
doesn't.
can believe me, you don't have to believe me.
Kelly,
It's not going to make a difference to me either way.
what's a juror going to believe? What's reasonable? That's what a juror is going to believe. And what's reasonable is if he did fire a shot, you would hear it.
Well, then, pick the jury. He's going to
Well, that's-
trial with it.
I know, but that's one of the issues, Kelly.
He ain't
is
playing out. I mean,
There's only a couple people.
and I don't have to testify in court because that's my husband and we're legally married, so
But you're still a witness in this
it doesn't
case.
matter.
We don't.
'Cause,
He's not the target, right? That's.
I know, but I'm just saying. I mean, at this point, I don't have to say anything in court against my husband. So
let's talk about the case against Kyle though.
That's not my
because-
problem either.
If you're giving an account that can easily be disproven by watching a video for a couple minutes, or watching a couple videos for a couple minutes because each one corroborates the other, there is no first gunshot.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell them what I saw firsthand, regardless, so it is what it is.
Okay, but the ballistics, the video evidence, the other witness statements, all don't corroborate that.
You know for a fact that's not true.
Well, then, let it be what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and go back and forth. I told you what I told you.
Oh, do you understand
That's
that?
what I saw.
That helps Kyle's case, and I know it's not something you want to do, but that's what that does.
Okay, but I've already told you how my night went that night.
Because there's only a couple people there. We got your story and Josh's story. Each one can easily be proven as a lie.
Okay.
And then Kyle gets his story. I think people are more apt to believe his story if we can. Well, you guys can
That's
easily
it.
disprove your
That's
story.
I guess we'll get to that when that time comes, then, huh?
So I know you don't want to know Kyle's case. I know you.
No, I don't wanna do anything for Kyle's case. I wanna mind my own damn business. Let it be what it is.
With giving a false account of what happens there, you do help them a lot.
And when you were there and in my shoes, then you can tell me what happened. But until then, I don't wanna hear it.
I'm not
And I
there
would
when
like
it
to go
happens.
home now. I mean, I've told you everything I've known. We went over it a couple times. It's my son's birthday. I got family coming to my house. I'm not even there. So, are we done?
I want to
Anything
talk
else?
about the fire in Sheridan Road.
Oh, no, Lord. All right. What about the fire?
I see you guys on video.
Not you guys. I didn't say nothing.
You and Josh are around a small fire.
I was by it. I didn't do anything.
I'm not
I
saying you
wasn't
lit it,
there.
I'm saying you by it.
Yeah.
What happens with this? What's going on with that fire?
Oh, they were trying to block off SWAT because they were trying to push us down to the militia so they could pop people off. That had been told us earlier in the night. They said they were going to push everybody down by the militia and they were going to start picking people off. Surprise, look at what happened. Somebody started picking people off.
Because I got Kyle on video walking towards that fire with a fire extinguisher in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Did you see the video or did you see it firsthand?
No, I seen him run up with a fire extinguisher.
Okay, did he put out that fire?
I think he tried to.
Is that closer to the car source location further north, or was that further south?
It was further south. If I'm not mistaken, it was closer to the gas station.
But still north of 60th?
60th. What's in the corner of 60th?
That's where the two gas stations are?
So
Yeah, far from each
there's
other?
the church on the southwest corner.
Oh, yeah, it was a little bit north of there, I believe.
Okay, are you talking about the further south?
I'm talking about the small fire.
That's what I mean. So,
Is-
what Detective Howard is referring to is there's a little fire. This isn't like a dumpster fire. This is.
Oh, well then, no, I didn't see him run up with the extinguisher.
Yeah, so I think we're talking about two separate. events.
Yeah, this was a
So there's a little
different
fire, like, I think it's like in the curb lane here, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't see that one.
Because I have you guys on video looking at the small fire, and I'm not saying that you started it.
Oh, yeah, I might have been. There was a lot.
We're just trying to kind of figure out as you guys are going, did something happen there? Like,
I don't believe so.
Because I have you guys you're around a very small fire in the street about here. Kyle's walking down with the fire extinguisher.
Oh, no, I didn't see him at that point.
okay,
Yeah,
so.
because ultimate gas station is that yellow
Yeah,
back there. I'm
So-
talking about a small little fire right here.
I don't even recall. There were so many small fires. I honestly, I don't remember that fire.
Okay, so the reason this one is so important is that you and Josh are here,
Mhm.
and then Rosenbaum is also there. And we're not sure if this is where Kyle first meets Rosenbaum, there's some sort of words, this we're trying to figure out, because there's definitely a
Yeah,
pause.
that I don't
There's
know.
definitely a pause here, so it's not like you guys just walk right past it, like there's definitely like, it may only be 10 seconds, but there's definitely something that happens here, be it you guys just stop and say hi.
I was
to
gonna
someone.
say, I might have taken a picture of the damn fire, to be honest. I don't know, like,
And that's what it means, so like you and Josh are definitely
Mhm.
here.
yeah.
We're just not sure. what's
Yeah,
going
there were a
on.
lot of small fires going on. I can't recall each and every
Yeah.
one. of
No,
them.
no one said you set a fire. or anything.
Yeah, no.
It's just
This is the
something
last one you
happens
see
here.
before.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I didn't even remember there was a fire right there. to be honest.
Okay, cause yeah, you guys definitely stopped, and it may not have anything crazy that stood out in
Yeah,
your mind.
I
but
don't even recall.
In terms of the video, it just shows that you guys are walking, at some point, something happens here that could relate to what happens further on the road.
Yeah, I don't recall that.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to touch on?
Did you take a picture of that?
I'm not sure. You have my phone. You have everything I've downloaded off the computer. You have all the pictures I took personally that night. If I did, it'll be in there somewhere.
Have you watched any videos since this happened?
A few.
Okay. Have you seen the one that is by the car source location where Monroe's mom shot?
I've seen a couple different videos, yeah.
Okay. Have you identified yourself with those? Have you been able to say, like, oh, there I am, and that's what I'm doing?
You know, I'm little, so I wasn't easy to identify even if me, you know, so
Okay.
a lot of the videos are really fuzzy, it's just black shadows, a lot of them. There's a couple where I did recognize my husband.
Well, he's pretty distinct looking.
Well, right, he's 6'5". You know what I mean?
You
So
two as a pair were pretty either.
I hadn't really like tried to dig into it, to be honest. I just wanted to put it behind me. Like,
At what point did you take your sweatshirt off?
I have no idea. Maybe at a gas station? I'm not
Because
sure.
you got the sweatshirt off at the gas station and you don't have it on.
Yeah, I probably took it off at the gas
Pretty
station.
warm.
I was getting warm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was hot.
right?
I don't remember exactly when I took it off, probably at the gas station though. Because that's when I had the most time to, you know, take my backpack off and put stuff in it or take stuff out of there or whatever, so.
So is that where you put your sweatshirt when you took it off in your backpack?
I believe so.
Made sense back up.
Well, I would have had to.
Looked pretty
because-
packed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Heck,
well, I had
that's
water and
outside of-
saline and bandages and all kinds of crap in there.
Okay.
So yeah.
Is that what brought you guys out there in the first place?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mix of that and curiosity?
Well, yeah. We had, you know, there was a few other people we knew that were going out to help, and so I was like, well, I got all these medical supplies here, let's stop at Walgreens, pick up some more, and,
Mhm.
I mean, we helped this girl that got her piece of her arm with a beanbag, I believe. In the middle of Civic Park, someone else got a rubber bullet to the head. We helped them out a little bit, so, I mean,
How long were you guys out there for?
huh?
How long were you guys out there for?
A couple hours, maybe.
Just that night, or did you go out the previous nights?
And I was out there the previous night, and I just found not lie, I'm sure there's a video somewhere.
Oh,
about
that's
it.
not,
And there's pictures on my phone. Yeah, we were out there the night before too.
did you ever have any encounters with Kyle previous to what happened on?
No, that was the first night I'd ever seen him.
How about throughout
The first time I seen him was at that building that they had right across from the first car lot that got burnt. Right across from there
The
was
old
the first
Goodyear
time I
building,
saw
right?
him.
the old Goodyear building?
Yeah.
You said
That's the
that-
first time I saw him. We didn't like communicate or
Okay.
anything, we just seen him
What did you see him doing?
walking around with his
Okay.
rifle.
So you just saw him and it kind of registered, okay, I see that guy before, right?
Well, yeah,
I know.
because I had mentioned that, I'm like, dude, that dude's young, should he even be out? I mean, obviously, we should have not, none of us should have been out there. But I'm like, dude, I was like, did you see that kid? Who gave him that gun? I'm like, he looks young, and that's why I remembered, because I was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
He doesn't, you know, look much older than my kids. I mean, my oldest is 9, you know what I mean, though, but, yeah.
no, he looked big.
And so that's what, that's how I registered.
Okay, and he was just there at that, like, it's a garage, used to be a garage.
Yeah, and he was there, just standing there holding his gun, and then he was talking to some news guy.
Okay,
I think that might have been CJTV, but I'm not positive.
okay.
Or it might have been the other one. I can't remember what it's called. I don't know.
But you saw him there.
He was talking to some media.
Other than that, he looked like a
press
kid
guy.
with a gun, nothing else stood out. He wasn't saying anything distinct or anything like that. Okay. Didn't make any behavior that stood out to you, like he wasn't pointing his gun at the crowd at that point that you saw.
I don't know who it was. Somebody had started pointing lasers at the crowd from their AR, but I don't know exactly which one it was. I do know it was from that building. I just don't know who was doing it.
Gotcha. And that was earlier in the night, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that was-
Before you guys kind of got pushed.
yeah, that was way earlier.
You mentioned this conversation where someone said the plan was to push protesters down, and
Mhm.
Who told you that?
The militia.
Okay, when you say militia, like, who was that?
Of the guys in the army green shirts and pants carrying all the big guns that the SWAT was so happy to have there.
Where did you see those guys?
We started seeing them right from the beginning. When they started pushing us back from the courthouse, when we were in Sheridan Road by Ruther.
Yep.
That's the first time I had noticed the militia.
Okay.
They were trying to get a group to go into, like, towards Ruther's parking lot, and then another group of people was like, no, it's a trap. Well, then you look over into Ruther's parking lot, and there was a crowd, but then all the way around the perimeter, they had tear gas. So I'm like, well, it was a setup, just like they said. Because the militia guys were like, we're on your side, come with us. And then, like, 100 people walked that way, and then the rest of us didn't. And the next thing you know, there's, like, gas everywhere. You can't even see Ruther's parking lot at this point. But that was way earlier in the night, because we hadn't even been pushed, you know. They had only pushed us back to Ruther at that point.
Okay. Where did you hear this conversation that they said the plan was to push them towards?
It was probably about halfway through Ruther. He said, yeah, they're going to push it. He said something along the lines
one
of...
guy saying this stuff?
Yeah.
What did he look like?
A white guy, brown hair. I can't remember if he had facial hair.
Okay. Baseball hat?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No hat.
Do you have a long gun, handgun?
He had a rifle.
Okay. Do you have a vest on or anything like that?
Yeah, he had a vest.
Yeah.
He almost looked like military. You know what I mean?
Bigger, smaller?
He a little stocky. I mean, he wasn't like scrawny or anything. Probably early 30s.
How tall? You can tell.
I'm 5'2", so he was probably about 5'8" or 9.
Obviously not as tall as Josh, but.
No, there's not many people as tall as Josh.
He's taller than you for sure.
Oh yeah.
You don't have facial hair?
I don't remember.
Okay. Do you know what color the vest was?
Like a tan.
Tan.
Like like the lightest color on an army uniform tan. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like there's the dark green,
Yeah.
the lighter green, and then the tannish, the more beigeish.
Was he having a conversation with you, or was this with someone else?
No, he was having a conversation with somebody else. I was like 2 feet.
What does the other guy look like?
The guy he was talking to?
Yeah.
It was another white guy. I was so focused on what the guy was saying, though, I wasn't really paying attention. I do know it was a white guy, probably about...
And where are they, I guess, relative to...
In the median.
So is in the median closer
Yeah.
to the Goodyear location, or...?
It was like in the middle, like halfway through Ruther. So if you're in the front of Ruther,
Yeah.
it was somewhere right around there.
Is that when you guys showed up on CJTV?
That was right before we hit Ruther. We were at the end of Civic Park. I know my husband's an idiot. I love him, but
And they're saying what exactly?
that the police planned, or SWAT or whoever, planned to push us all back to the militia and let them take care of us, and they were going to go home.
Which obviously is, I mean, the appearances aside, we don't have some operational plan to push people towards...
I know, but after he said that, and that kind of seemed to be exactly what happened, because once they got us back far enough, they all left. The SWAT all retreated. They went back to the courthouse like, okay, well, maybe what he said was true, because that is exactly what happened. They pushed us back, we got to the militia, and then they left. They were gone. All of a sudden, they all started backing up, and then next thing you know, there's no more SWAT in the middle of the road. I mean, they are, but they're all the way back by the courthouse, which is, 8 blocks or whatever, so.
Well, how far was the push to?
The push was all the way back. They got us to the gas station. They told us to leave the gas station. I don't think they pushed us back farther than that. But
Yeah, so it's the Bearcats all stopped at 60th Street.
Mm-hmm. Which is where all the militia was.
I'm saying they stopped there. They stopped and stopped there. So it's not like, I wasn't out there.
They ended up retreating all the way back.
Okay, because all the videos we've seen there at 60th.
Yeah. No, they ended up going back, like almost all the way back to Civic Park.
Okay. And we weren't part of that operation, so we're not 100% on what
Right.
the tactics were there. But I was just curious because more than one person's mentioned this guy, and obviously we aren't aware of him. But I mean, that conversation, it's not something we endorse, obviously. That's why what appearances may appear it's not an operational plan that we can obviously justify. So
Right.
It may look that way, but that's not something we ever authorized him to say or do, obviously. So I'm just curious.
I mean, everyone can say what they want to say,
Right,
you know what I mean? It doesn't make it true, but after he said that,
It's
and
still-
then
it's gonna
the
feel
events that
uncomfortable.
happened, it kind of made sense the way he said it, and then we got pushed back, and then there was militia all around us, and then they started to retreat, and I'm like, well,
I got you.
and you know what I mean? Like, even if that wasn't the actual plan, that's exactly what happened.
And he still, yeah, that's why.
You know,
I'm
I'm not saying that it was authorized, I'm not saying whose fault it is that that happened, that's not my say-so.
No, but this
You know
guy
what I
saying
mean?
stuff, I mean, I want to
Yeah.
figure out who this guy is.
Yeah, I have no
Would
idea.
you recognize him if you saw him again?
There's a video, there is a video.
Okay,
I don't,
okay.
I can try to find it.
So I'm gonna give you my cards.
Uh-huh.
I think I might know who it is, but
Yeah,
if you
there is a
find,
video.
if you find it on your own, just shoot me a screenshot.
Okay.
Cause I'm curious, I wanna talk to this guy about it at some point. and
Mhm.
It's important to know. Would anyone else have heard this conversation?
I'm sorry?
Would anyone else have heard this conversation? Like, were
Um,
you, like, near a group at that point, or you just?
well, yeah, there was,
Okay.
we were in the middle of Sheridan Road,
Okay.
and we were still at the, I mean, so there was a lot of
Hundreds
people
of
around.
people.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
this was like right in the beginning, so there were tons of people around.
Well, he's
I
obviously saying this loud enough that other people can hear.
Well, I mean, it got my attention. And I was standing like 2 feet, you know, to the side of the person he was talking to, so.
Okay. He wasn't any attempt to hide the fact that he was saying that. It's like he was-
Yeah, no, he didn't seem like he was worried about anything. Of
Okay.
course, they all had assault rifles, so,
Right.
you know, I figured he probably thought they were outgunned, or that they outgunned everyone else. I don't know. I can't
No, I
speak on
understand.
people's
I
thoughts, but
understand.
he didn't seem very,
Okay,
he seemed very open about it, like he just didn't care.
okay, okay. Obviously, we're gonna get you we're gonna try to get the laptop and the Chromebook tomorrow as soon as
Yeah, that's
possible. I'll do it for him tonight, so
Mhm.
it's ready to go, but like I said, no one's here on Saturdays,
Mhm.
but they should be at 3 PM tomorrow, I wanna say.
Okay.
Can you come pick up tomorrow if we can arrange for that?
Mhm.
Okay, any additional questions that you wanna?
Did Kyle by chance ask you guys if you needed medical at all?
No, not us. He had asked somebody else, at that old Goodyear or whatever you said it was. He had, as we were there at that point where he asked somebody if they needed medical. I don't know who he was talking to, but it wasn't me.
But you overheard that.
Yeah, I heard him ask somebody.
Where was the fire? Are you positive you saw him put out a fire?
See, and I'm not sure if it was him. The fire I seen get put out was a dumpster, but the guy ran by really fast, and he was a younger guy. But I think there has been disputes that wasn't Kyle. And now that I think about it, some guy that looked,
I've already seen.
some guy that resembled Kyle ran up and put out a dumpster fire.
That's what
right
you
in
saw
front
with
of me.
your eyes, or what you saw
Yeah.
in the video?
No, that's what I saw with my eyes. I don't know if it was Kyle or not though, because he ran up real quick, he sprayed it in, and then he ran up. So I don't know if that was Kyle or not. I can't speak to that. I know he was, you know, he was younger and they all dressed alike, so that didn't make it any easier to identify one from the other when they're running. But yeah, somebody put out a dumpster fire right in front of me.
How did the crowd react to that?
A couple people got mad. You know, the dumpster was being pushed. People were trying to relight it, whatever. And then I don't think they got that one even relit. And then we kept moving.
Okay. So it was 60th Street at that point. How about at 60th Street? You see one put dumpsters in the road there?
There were dumpsters in the road everywhere.
Okay.
There was, I seen 4 or 5 dumpsters that night. They were about to take a dumpster from behind the gas station, but then they pushed it back. But there, I think they already had one dumpster in the road at that time. I
Okay.
can't remember.
Like on the east side over there?
Yeah. So other than that,
Did you see, when you see Kyle by the car source, do you see him with a fire extinguisher at all?
mm-mm. I don't recall him having a fire extinguisher, no. He had both of his hands on his gun. I don't know if he dropped the extinguisher or what, but no.
So yeah, I'm gonna talk to Tom about how this conversation went,
Okay,
and it's not something that aligns with unbiased video and audio evidence.
okay,
It's not true.
if you say so.
I'm not saying so the video is.
Okay,
So that'll be up to him.
okay,
But like I said, we'll get the property releases done. Anything else comes up, just, we are trying to stay as unbiased and factual as possible. And obviously we weren't there. And I know video isn't always the be all end all, but we have to obviously try to explain discrepancies that we see and observe. So it's just, I don't want to sit here and call you a liar, that's not my role here, but the hard part we have is that, especially Detective Howard here has watched these videos hundreds of times, and I mean, frame by frame, every possible angle that we have available to us, he's watched, and it just doesn't jive up, and that's our concern. Video isn't the be-all, end-all, I understand that, and that's not my role here to say that it's the gospel truth. It's just, there's some discrepancies that we're trying to address, and we're not gonna sit here and, force you to tell us what you don't wanna tell us, but I want us to really just look deep down and think about it over the next couple of days. If there's something we're missing here, we're not trying to catch someone up on something stupid. We have bigger cases to worry about. Obviously, the overall big case here that brought us all together is our main concern. We want the facts to be the facts. That's our job. We're not here to give opinion, bias. It's just the facts as we know them and see them to be. So, it's kind of my last ditch plea here. I don't want to sit here and, again, waste your time on your kid's birthday for hours, but it's just, there's something that we're close, but there's something missing, I feel.
About what happens right there on the north corner of that lot. And that's why I've been harping on it as much as I have, because this does help Kyle's case. If you and Josh are both telling a story that can easily be disproved.
yeah, I don't have anything else to say.
Okay. Okay. Let me get you on my cards, like I said, because
Okay.
if you find a picture like that, I'd like you to just email me or call me and we can talk about it.
Okay,
Because that's something I'd like to, that's where I want to kind of go down.
okay,
And that's our job here is, the more we find out about this case, the more we try and figure out.
okay.
Okay, so I'll be right back with that. Have a good time, okay? You can otherwise, like I said, we're about to get you out of here, but, okay, I'm just going to close it for a second, okay? So this has my cell phone on it. If you just want to do like a text picture message, that's easier. Otherwise, maybe most of them. Just whatever's easier for you.
All right.
Just go all the way straight back and we'll get those cuffs off you, okay? And then just, when I take your jacket off, I'll give it right back to you. With your cuff locked up on me. I'm just gonna make sure you don't have any bombs or anything. You can go ahead and put it back on. Just go ahead and have a seat.
Hi, Kelly, I'm sure you remember I'm Detective Attorney, just Detective Howard. Because you were handcuffed, we got to read your brand before we do anything, but we got some important stuff we want to talk to you about. It's very important, so I hope you're willing to hear us out.
I know you've heard this before, but we gotta go through it again. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to consult with an attorney and have an attorney present during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be provided to you before questioning at no cost. Do you understand these rights?
Sure.
With these rights in mind, do you wish to speak to us now?
Okay.
Okay, so you're willing to speak to us?
Listen for a minute.
Okay, but for right now, I just need to say you're willing to.
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason you're here right now is we spoke with Appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and some new information has come out in the process of our investigating. Obviously, the Rittenhouse homicide is what we're tasked with right now. Okay. That being said, in the process of the investigation, we've kind of figured out two things. And that is that both you and Josh were involved in setting fires while out on the street. Okay, just hear me out. That's fine. The video shows you guys talking about getting lighter fluid, adding materials to active fires. Okay, so between the state level and the federal level, yeah, we have enough to pursue charges for arson and attempted arson on both you and Josh.
Is that what you're doing?
Hear me out. Okay, we have more than enough. That's what we have. Okay, both of you. So that being said, between the state level and the federal level, this is some serious prison time you guys could be looking at. Okay, now when we last spoke about you guys' involvement in the Rittenhouse homicide and the witness statement you guys gave, we know that factually speaking is incorrect. Okay, the focus of our investigation is the Rittenhouse homicide. The arsons are very low on the totem pole for us. Okay, we want the true and accurate version of what happened prior to the Rittenhouse homicide occurring, and then we're going to go to bat for you. Okay, but as of right now, we all three of us in this room know the version of events you guys gave us a month ago is factually incorrect. So that's why we're here right now.
So what am I being charged with?
As of this instant, you're on appeal hold. But beyond that, we're looking at
For?
party to a crime of arson at the state level, possibly just straight up arson, and then the ATF's taking a look at the case as well for federal charges. And that would result in indictment potentially.
And obstructing as well.
And like I said, in terms of priorities we have, it's pretty low on the totem pole. We have a much bigger case. It's of international news at this point, and we're more interested in that case, as is the DA's office, as is the U.S. Attorney's office. Okay, but we know that what you guys told us last month is not true, and we need to get to the bottom of that. I'm not worried if Josh did something stupid and threatened this kid. I don't really care. I'm not looking.
The kid threatened him.
Okay, my point is, I'm not looking to build a case against Josh for that. I just want what really happened. I know based off the video evidence, what you guys told us is not true. It can't be. Because the physical evidence and the video evidence does not match the statement you guys provided. So that's the impasse we're at right now.
Fucking job. What am I on appeal for?
An arson investigation.
I didn't set any fires.
That you were involved in setting fires.
I was around fires, along with 1,000 others.
You were actively fueling the fires and talking about getting lighter fluid and helping continue those fires. So that's enough.
You filmed yourself going into the dumpster. It's from your phone.
We can beat around the bush all day. I respect you enough that I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna pretend like I don't know what's going on, and I don't want you to. Okay. All right, so like I said, the youth attorney's office could take a look, and you'll probably look at the federal indictment as well then.
Okay, you go by Zaminski now or Dunn?
Zaminski.
Okay, so Dunn's your maiden name.
Mm-hmm.
What are the last four of your social?
6690.
6690.
Mm-hmm.
And where were you born at? City?
Kenosha.
Okay. And you're married right now, correct? Legal? Okay. There you go. Let's go turn off the minute.